Hey guys, so it's Tasha, and I'm basically like kind of revamping my whole channel right now, and I'm kind of just going off the dome really, because hopefully the spirit just leads me to something to say. So basically, I'm kind of getting giving my testimony, but in the same sense, I'm trying to give like just encouragement to people, especially like young females that are like close to my age or younger than me. Okay, so I'm 23, about to be 24 this month, at the end of the month. And I would never have thought that I would have gone through so much in such little time. And I can say that this all occurred within the past 2 to 3 years. And I never thought I would be where I'm at today. Even though I'm not like anywhere special or, huge or nothing like that, But I just never thought that mentally, emotionally, I would not be where I'm at today. I would not have thought I would have matured this much and really understand like the difference between worldly and fleshly living compared to like living in the spirit. And it truly changed how I perceive this world now and how I try to carry myself on a daily basis. Of course, we are humans, so things happen. We do things that we don't necessarily think we would ever do, but at the end of the day, like, you become wiser from all the mistakes that you've made. So I never thought that I would be transforming into a completely different person. Like, I never thought I would be trying to worship. I don't know, just be in the presence of God, hearing God, trying to hear God's voice and everything like that. I never thought that I would be that person, because I was somebody when I was younger. I used to cringe when I heard the name God. I used to cringe when I heard something like that. I remember my sister told me, she said that I told her that I would never listen to gospel music, and that's like literally all I play now. And not all of I play, but majority of the time that's what I listen to. And it's just insane how your behavior changes completely compared to when you were like in middle school and high school. Like, it's insane. Like, I don't even remember even saying something like that to my sister. But moving forward, I battled a lot of things to where like I felt abandoned, to where I felt like my voice wasn't heard, to where I just felt like I just didn't matter. Like, I'm just in the corner just living my life. And my abandonment, it could come from friendships, relationships, all of it. Like, it doesn't have to just be who I dated or anything like that. Like, there are times when friends were just literally just completely like just didn't want to deal with me no more out of nowhere. I'm just like, I don't know what I did, and I tried my hardest to fix it, and sometimes like I step into their shoes and try to understand, but I still am hurt by I was still hurt by like how it happened so quickly. Like, things can happen in like instantly, and I'm just like, I don't know and I don't understand. And it would leave me in tears. Like, I would be so angry and so upset. Like, I wore my emotions on my sleeve, and I can still like, I can tell you straightforward how I'm feeling. Like, I'm just a really honest person, so I just come straightforward of how I'm feeling. And I didn't express it in the correct way though. I expressed it through anger, I expressed it through yelling. Like, it just didn't come off the right way. I expressed it through straight tears, and it wasn't benefiting me in any way. But what I'm learning now is that God has removed certain people from my life that just were there for a season. Like, we all know that people are here for seasons. People are here for lessons, or they're either there for lessons, or they're there to like truly help you grow as years go by. Like, it is what it is, but regardless, you're getting something for somebody. And it got to a point to where I got tired of feeling that way. Like, I wanted somebody to like truly love me, like really love me, and know that I have that love all the time. I'm not gonna cry. I am not gonna cry. And anytime that I found myself in a situation, I found myself praying. Sometimes I found myself on my knees, like, from things that were really, really hard, really, really, really hard for me. And not even just people leaving, like more than that. Like, to a point I don't even think I'm comfortable fully sharing that yet. But I was on my knees crying. Like, people didn't see it, but I'm on my knees crying. I'm like, I don't even want to be here anymore. And I know that the enemy is trying to take my life. Like, I know of course he wants to take y'all's life. Like, he wants to see you sad and depressed and all that other stuff. Every time I sat and prayed to God, it took all those times for me to actually sit and pray to God. And I would still revert back to how I was. I would still do what I want to do, act how I want to act after I prayed. Because after I prayed, I felt better. I did feel better. He could knock me out to go to sleep, or I'm just like, okay, I feel a little bit better. I feel your presence a little bit. And I didn't even know I was in the presence of God. And still there are times where it's challenging for me to know when I'm in the presence of God. But when you feel like really uplifted, like I can pray to God. When I was years before, I would pray to God and I was like, God, I just need you to make my heart feel better in this time, in this moment right now. And I just feel a huge lift. It's real though, it's real. I feel a huge lift come up from my heart, and it's just like, you just feel loved by something. And it feels good to be loved by God. And you will go through enough trials, you will go through enough turbulence to where you're like, okay, God, my lashes. Okay, God, I'm ready for you to take the wheel. Like, it's going to take that one time to where it's like, all right, I'm done trying to do what I want to do. Let your will be done in my life. And then when you get to that moment, that's when you're like, okay, take the wheel, and I'm just going to try to listen to you. Let me try and listen to your voice. Let me hear your voice. Let me do what you want me to do. Let me do what you desire for me to do. Let your will be done in my life. And you just sit back and he will lead you. Like, I'm not like, I don't perfectly hear God's voice. Like, I know I hear it, but I still doubt myself sometimes. And I know that's just a spirit trying to be like, no, you don't hear it. But I know I do hear it. And I don't know, like, I just know that what it takes is for you to be as obedient as possible. Be as obedient as possible, because it's so easy to go find advice from friends when you're struggling through something. It's so easy to go to like a boyfriend or girlfriend. It's so easy to go to an ex. It's so easy to go to tarot. I used to be involved in tarot. And it's so easy to go to somewhere where you can physically see the answers. You can actually get something in here and be like, okay, I can do this and this. But for one, friends will tell you the same thing over and over again. Two, exes will just tell you things to where they can just get you back, you feel me? Or like they just, people just tell you what you already know, like you already heard before. So it's not going to benefit you as much when you're getting older. Like when you're in your 20s or something, it's like, okay, I've heard that before, but that's not going to help me heal my heart right now. And all you want is to have your heart healed. And you're like, I don't even want to deal with this pain. And then you cause more pain by going to somebody else. And then they cause you like 10 times more damage. And it's like you're leading yourself to suppress wounds that need to be exposed, really. So tarot can make you feel like you're in like the perfect spot. Like, okay, I'm getting answers. And people live so fleshly because they want answers right then and there. Like, they're like, I need my answers now. I don't know what to do. It tells you answers, but at the same time, you just want to keep seeking and seeking and seeking, and you're waiting for answers to come, and you're waiting to see what's going to happen. And it's like, when you're waiting, you're just making yourself more anxious and have more anxiety and have more stress and everything like that. And that's what the enemy wants you to feel. Like, it doesn't make you feel calm. Like, I don't feel like when I was involved in tarot, it made me feel calm at all. It just made me wonder even more and ask questions even more and desire to get more readings even more, and it did nothing for me. But what I'm saying is being obedient, being obedient is like, it's real. Like, only the real will prevail when it comes to being obedient, because when you're obedient, that means you actually have to listen to God's word. You have to actually read God's word. You need to have a prayer life. You need to sometimes fast, and fasting can be in all different types and shapes and forms, like from fasting from social media, fasting from meat, fasting from sweets. I don't know, something that you really desire 24/7, it can be a fast for you. It requires you to live in a different way that you're not used to living. Like you have to live in like good spirits, really. Like you have to be able to forgive. You have to be able to expose what you feel deep down. That's being obedient to me, like really trying to know who you are as a person, as an individual. And that's where the point of our outreach, I'm like, God, I want to see how you see me. I want to know what you see in me. Like I want to know who I am, and I can't find that with all these other people. Like there's no way I can be in a relationship. For me, I don't see myself being in a relationship until I know at least some of me, because we're always evolving, especially at young ages. We're always evolving. There's no stopping, and you've learned something new about yourself consistently. And I really want to know how God sees me, because that's the highest power. That is the highest power to me, because I can go to somebody that I've known for like 15 years and be like, how do you see me? And yes, it makes you feel good and happy. Like just imagine how good that can make you feel. But imagine going, or even like somebody you're dating, how do you see me? It's like that can make you feel amazing also. But just think about going to something that's way higher than all of them and seeing how they see you. And that's just so beautiful to me. Like it makes my heart feel really good to know, like, and to try and understand, how does God see me? Like what is it that I'm worthy of to you? Like it's just an amazing feeling to me. And basically this is just an encouragement to people that are really struggling with the battles that I faced. And it comes to like all the battles I faced makes my mind think like crazy. And I'm a thinker for real. Like I'm quiet, very quiet, not super quiet, but for the most part I'm to myself. So I'm consistently thinking, and I'm consistently trying to understand. And sometimes that can be your worst enemy, because it's like the enemy can put thoughts in your head that really aren't true. And it's a battle. It's a consistent battle. And that's another thing of being obedient. Like you're always in a battle of something sometimes. Like you're trying to find your way out of something, when really you just have to seek God, and God will help you out of anything. And I've learned that through a lot of disobedience. I learned that through just trying to do my own thing, follow my own will, and just not caring. Like you know in your spirit when you shouldn't be doing something, but you still do it. And that's a spirit. Like that's the spirit of, like, the Holy Spirit telling you, okay, do you really think you should be doing this? Because when you're done with this, you're gonna have to face some consequences. And that's what I understand now. Like I faced enough consequences to where I'm ready to just give it to God and just be a light to him and be a light to other people, and truly help people with battles that they're facing. And especially with people that are just now starting their, like, the belief in God, like baby believers. Like it's real to like easily drift off when you feel like you're not hearing anything. It's so easy to drift off when you feel like you're not doing enough, and you feel like you're not going to be on a level as somebody else. And that's how I feel a lot. And it's like I cry to God like a lot. I'm like, God, I just want to hear your voice. I just want to know what you're telling me. And I know now that you will not be able to hear his voice for real, like how you really want to, if you don't read his word, and if you continuously disobey what he wants you to do. Like I used to be one of those people that used to look up prophetic words like crazy. And I got tired of that too. I'm like, I want to hear you for me. Like I want to be able to be like how they are right now. Like I want to be on their levels. I want to hear you for me. Like it will come to a point where you're like, okay, I'm over like listening to prophetic words and waiting for them to upload a video. I want to hear you for me and be able to help myself, or you help me personally. Like you want that personal relationship with God, and it feels amazing. It does feel amazing. And I know I have a relationship with God, but I know that I'm going to encounter him for real. And I cannot wait for that day, because I know how much he loves me. Like I know he loves me, because I've been Somebody spoke it over my life. A prophet spoke it over my life, the church that I go to. I know that I'm a light to somebody because the prophet spoke it over my life. I know I'm supposed to be helping somebody because the prophet spoke it over my life. I know that he and she, because they're married, they spoke it over my life to be something, to be a light to people. So this is just a little testimony for me to help people that have felt abandoned, that have felt neglected, that have felt like your voice has not been heard. And this is to help you to know that you are somebody. For you to battle that much, it will come into use for you one of these days. And that's all I want to say. And I want to lead you to, for baby believers, I would want to lead you and help you like look at Ephesians. And it's really short, it's less than 10 pages. You probably get tired of hearing it, but take it from me, from someone that's still like battling it, somebody that feels like they're just small and like they got nothing going on. I just know that deep down I feel it like, okay, I'm here for something. Like, you got me here for something. And I'm excited to use it. Like, you'll get to that point where it's like, okay, I'm tired of not listening. I'm tired of doing things my way and failing. Like, you just fail and feel heartbreak and trauma and everything I said, neglect, abandonment, all that stuff, you feel it. And it will take that one time for you to be like, okay, I'm over it. You take the wheel. Like, tell me what you want me to do. And then you just seeing God put his work in, you feel amazing. And even if things don't even look like things are changing, you'll still feel amazing because you feel like you're in his presence when you're reading his word. And I actually learned that when you're reading his word, like praying before you read the word, I saw that on a video somebody made. Praying before you read the word asking God to give you eyes to see and ears to hear. It truly helps you when you're actually looking and reading the Bible. Like, look at the Bible as another book. Just another book that you read and you get lessons from it. Like, every book that you have read, you got some type of theme, some type of topic to where you learn something new. The Bible is the same thing. Like, you're just getting something new that you didn't have before, and it gives you a new perspective on life. It gives you a new perspective on how to carry yourself and the behavior that you are using daily. Like, it changes everything within you, and you feel like a whole better new, like a new human being. Like, you feel renewed overall. Like, and it's an amazing feeling. And that's it, guys. That's all I wanted to do, was just share that, and hopefully like that will help you. But also remember, women, my ladies, that we all have gifts, that we all are here for some type of ministry, regardless of how small or big it is. You have some type of ministry in you, and it's up to you to decide whether you want to accept God's grace and follow what he has for you. So just so my ladies know. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys have a blessed and happy day, and I wish you well. Bye. Happy New Year.